Good afternoon. Welcome to Upstate International's special cooking event featuring Chef Luca Morgiglio straight from Italy. We are so excited to have Chef Luca back with us today. We had a blast cooking with him last month, and today he's bringing a special guest along. I do want to remind all of you that Upstate International is your regional organization for cultural engagement here in the upstate of South Carolina. We're a 501c3 that believes that international diversity is the best thing for the well-being of our region and our nation. So I hope you can check us out. Please visit our website if you're not already a member of this organization, and consider joining us and keeping these programs rolling. It's really cool that we can talk to you from across the ocean and learn new skills from you today, Chef Luca. It's very exciting. Let me tell you a little bit about Chef Luca as a cooking enthusiast. He is from Florence, Italy, but he's actually traveled the world learning about cultures and new foods, and currently works with a tour group teaching pizza cooking, which is, of course, my family's favorite, with Walkabout Florence. He is a very popular chef these days on Instagram, kind of our Instagram star, matter of fact, Chef Luca, very famous for his signature heart. And he specializes in focusing on cuisine from Tuscany and Naples, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful. Perfect. Well, Chef Luca, would you please introduce your guest who's come today to help us learn about pairing the right wines with your food, and also about how we pick great tasting olive oil to use in our cooking.
Yes.
I do have one more person, though, that I have to introduce. I almost forgot because she's not on the screen, but here from our own International Women's Group, we have a special guest, Rita Jaram, who is going to moderate this with us. Rita will be taking audience questions and through the chat function. So if you have a question, please just type it in at the bottom of your screen, and Rita will present those questions to Chef Luca. I have to tell you, Rita's a great cook herself. She's part of our cooking club with the women's group and has been active with Upstate International for a long time now. So thank you so much, Rita, for joining us today as well.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so today I am with my workmate Lavinia. Lavinia comes from San Gimignano here in Tuscany. And Lavinia, please introduce yourself to our friends.
Well, hello everybody. Nice to virtually meeting you all. As Luca said, my name is not the easiest name, so it's Lavinia, but just Lavi, whatever you want, you prefer. And yes, I'm 33, I'm from San Gimignano. It's this beautifully preserved medieval town in the heart of Tuscany between Florence and Siena. Probably some of you have been there, I don't know if you have. Surely you should be on your bucket list, actually. It's famous for these beautiful towers, medieval towers, olive oil, wine. As I said to Tracy before, it's what you have in mind when you think of Tuscany. That's exactly my hometown. And of course, it's great food and great wine.
Oh yeah, the Vernaccia.
Vernaccia, one of the most famous white wines that we have in Italy, actually the very first certified VOC communities, and they come from my hometown. So, and also, my town is famous for a world-known gelato place. So I grew up just eating good food and, well, not drinking wine before 18, but yes, surrounded by amazing food culture. So I'm here to share it with you. That's what I do. I'm a tour guide, actually. That's why I'm here. I work with Walkabout Florence as well with Luca, and I do all kinds of daily tours, mostly food and wine tours. So any questions you have about Italian culture and food, I'm happy to answer them. Today we'll be focusing on olive oil, mostly, and wine if you want. It's a little, you know, it's a lot to talk about, but let's focus on the olive oil today.
Okay, so guys, let's start. Can I start with the, okay, Ma nessuno ci dà il via? No, okay. So guys, we start making the focaccia. Focaccia basically come from Genoa. In Tuscany, we have a sort of focaccia that is called schiacciata. It's like the focaccia is a little bit flat. Yeah. Okay. So to have a focaccia for, I show you a baking tray like this, that basically is the size of the baking tray of your 500 grams of flour, pastry flour. In Italy, we call it flour 00. Then 300 grams of water, room temperature. Then 25 grams of olive oil. Voila. Then we have 10 grams of yeast, fresh beer yeast. And then 4 grams of sugar. It's just, you know, a teaspoon. And then 14 grams of salt. So we start putting the water inside the yeast like this, room temperature. Yeah. Then we add the sugar, a teaspoon of sugar, and then the olive oil like this. Okay, we mix a little bit. So we whisk actually. Yeah. This is on this. We whisk it like this, and then we put inside the flour. Guys, I hope you can see me. We pour inside the flour. Guys, ti riconosci le misure in ounces? Okay. Okay.
So today we are actually talking about grams and the temperatures as well that we will be giving you, that will be in Celsius. So maybe let us know if you need to know them in Fahrenheit or ounces or pounds. Yeah. We actually don't know very much the measures that you use, but we have grams basically and Celsius. But if you have any questions, we can just, you know, use the phone.
I think 25 grams is ounce.
I have no idea about ounces.
Okay, so guys, I didn't put the salt. Did you see? Why? Because the salt can kill the yeast. So we mix all together. We start working on the table like this. We mix all together with your hands, of course. Voila. All, yeah.
The table should be a very, very smooth surface. Yeah. So we're actually having a glass table, which is perfect. If you don't have it, like I don't have it, I have a common wooden table. It's fine as well, as long as there are no cracks, no little holes or pores, because otherwise the dough will just, you know, stick to it. So anything like marble or a wooden surface, but as long as it's smooth and flat, that's fine.
Okay, now that the dough absorbs all the flour, only now at the very end you can add the salt on the table like this, and you go on kneading the dough. And guys, I show you the way that we teach in Florence. Ah, brava.
So I'm going to just change the view so you can see better what Luca is doing.
2 fingers and the palm stretch as long as you can, like this. Roll it up, and you do like this again. Voila. Okay. Then when you have a question, you can ask me question. Okay, like this. Guys, this operation needs at least 5-10 minutes. Okay, of course I've got already the dough. I've got the dough done. Brava, se lo prendi. Questo levigato, yes.
Okay, so we are having this dough which has been raising for
3 hours. After 3, you do this, you put inside a bowl like this. You cover with the
Plastic film.
with the plastic film.
Saran wrap, how do you call that?
Yes.
Saran wrap.
And after 3 hours,
Even a kitchen towel would be fine,
Yeah.
like a wet, humid kitchen towel, and you just put it on.
okay, we have our dough ready like this after 3 hours. So guys, I want to show you this. You take the baking tray. Voila. The baking tray with the olive oil. Little bit of olive oil.
I know it looks like a wine bottle,
Yeah.
but I will tell you in just a few minutes why we do keep our olive oil in just a used wine bottle. Nothing weird going on here. It's a good stuff.
Okay, guys, now our dough is ready. You take like this. You put on the baking tray, and with your hands you do this. Brava. And actually you turn upside down like this. Okay. Voila. No, faccio io. And you leave there for 1 hour. And after 1 hour, we have our schiacciata, our focaccia ready.
So just in case some of you has been to Tuscany or to Italy, you might have noticed those kind of holes on the focaccia, on the schiacciata, and those are exactly the fingertips that show the Luca.
Yeah, and now I'll show you how to make the holes. Brava, se la prendi. Okay, with your fingertips, like this. You see how it's soft? Voila. Our schiacciata now is ready, but, sorry, I have to clean my hands. We have to do, come si dice salamoia? Something like sale, acqua e olio.
Like a mixture.
A mixture
of
of
water, oil, and salt.
And I show you.
Luca,
Yes.
we have a few questions already. If I could ask before you move on, are you using active yeast or instant yeast?
Oh no, it's a fresh beer yeast. In Italy, we have fresh beer yeast. If you can find fresh beer yeast in the US, that will be the best. Of course, if you can't find it, you can use the
Instant one.
yeah,
The powder one.
the powder,
The dry yeast.
Okay.
And also, what type of flour are you using? Are you using, I think you said pastry flour, or is it bread, what we call bread flour?
No.
Self-rising. There's no yeast in the flour. It's the common baking flour, the all-purpose flour.
All-purpose flour. Yeah.
Okay, because here
zero that he referred to, it's actually the fineness of the grind. So the how fine the flour has been made. So the finest you can find. The
Okay.
finest flour you can find. That's the 0, the 00.
So in the US, we have all-purpose flour, but we also have bread flour and cake flour.
Okay. Yeah, you can use the one for the bread. Yeah. Okay, but no self-rising flour. No. Okay. So guys, now we have, olive oil and water, 2 little glasses. We put it like this in a bowl, like this. We add the salt. Show you, like this.
That's an Italian pinch.
Yeah, Italian pinch, very big.
It's like a handful.
We whisk, so water, olive oil, and salt. We whisk like this. And we pour on our focaccia, on our schiacciata. like all of it, like this.
Okay, I cannot bring the schiacciata to you because now
Voila.
it's soaked.
Yes.
But you can see like those kind of puddles of water, olive oil, and
Do you see,
salt.
guys?
Very
Voila.
liquid.
That's ready. And it goes inside the oven at 200 degrees Celsius for almost 20-25 minutes. Okay? Like this. Voila. So let's wait 25 minutes and I leave you in good hands with Lavinia. Okay? Lavinia, it's up to you.
I can tell you something about the olive oil that we use and that we are so proud of. Of course, anytime you have questions, I'm going to introduce that a bit, and then I leave it up to you for the questions that you have. First of all, just so you know, olive oil is probably one of the oldest, if not the oldest ingredient that we use. It goes all the way back to the Etruscan times. If you listen carefully to the name Etruscans, you can actually guess who they were. Our ancestors, we descend from the Etruscans. It is population who lived pretty much among the Greek times. So we descend from these Etruscan, Tuscan, Etruscan. So before the Romans, that's what I'm talking about, way before the Romans. So Tuscany has always been one of the main regions for olive oil. Yeah? I can hear a question. Nope. Okay. So we have so many different kinds of olive trees. Actually, all around Italy, there are more than 300 kinds of olive trees. Just so you know, in Tuscany, we use 3 types. Muraiolo, Lecchino, Frantoiano. Yes.
Hey, I'm sorry. There was a question that popped up in regards to the end of the focaccia, which was how much oil, water, and salt were added together in the last part. Can you take the measurements one more time?
It's pretty much like a shot glass. We go by, sometimes we go by eye, or we have like weird measures. So Luca used this kind of shot glasses, and it was 1 of olive oil and 1 of water. So I guess, you know, this is something that you can also find, like a shot glass. It's a pretty international measure.
Yes, we definitely have those here. Yes.
And what about salt? Lavinia, what about salt? How much salt?
I would say like 2 good pinches, like
probably something like almost a tablespoon.
Tablespoon, yeah.
Scarce, so this is scarce.
Like not full tablespoon, but like you know, level tablespoon.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So going back to olive oil, that's pretty much also answer why olive oil is so big here. Just so you know, it's not that big all around Italy. If you go up north of Italy, they still use a lot of butter, for example, something that in Tuscany we rarely use. I don't even have butter in my fridge. So the main fat that we use for pretty much everything we do is extra virgin olive oil. That's why it's so important for us. It's the base of the Mediterranean diet, by the way. So, and it's healthy, as simple as that. It's healthier than other fat. And that's why we season with extra virgin olive oil, but most importantly, we also cook with extra virgin olive oil. First of all, let me tell you, when it's done, just so you know a little bit of time. Olives, they grow throughout the summer, and they start as little flowers, of course, then it comes the olives. Something that probably some of you already know, olives, they're all green at first. And then it's just a matter of ripening. They all get dark. So there is not really a difference between, there's no such a thing like green olives or black olives. Or if there is, it's just because you pick the olives before they're completely ripened. That's it. So they start as green, and then they ripe throughout the summertime, and they get dark. It depends on the variety, it depends on the trees. Some olives get darker than others. That's just the type. In Tuscany, we prefer to pick the olives when they are half green and half dark. That's because we like the pungent taste, the grassy, the green taste. That's how we understand if the olive oil is good. And you get that from the olives, which are not completely dark. So you want that green. The harvest time is November. October, November, depends on the season, depends on the years. And it's still almost completely done by hand, because it's really, really hard to pick olives with a machine, because you damage the olives so easily. And it's not like grapes, they don't come in a bunch. So you have to pick them one by one. So it's actually a pretty tiring job. I've done it myself. It's something that is part of our culture. As Tuscan people, we look forward to getting to November and get to go and pick the olives. So we have what we call the olio novo, which is the new olive oil. That probably, I don't know if you ever tried, but it's bright green. So the color of that olive oil, it's insane in November. It's not yellow like it's now. For example, I don't know if you can see the color now.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, throughout the months, throughout the year, it loses that greenness. That's a natural process. It doesn't mean that the olive oil goes bad right away, but it loses that greenness. But we like so much when it's green like that, when it comes out of the factory. I call it factory, but in Italian, it's frantoio. It's the mill, the olive oil mill that we bring the olives to. And basically, they press the olives, and that's what you get, the extra virgin olive oil from the first press. So you want to bring the olives right away from the tree, from the harvest field, to the olive oil mill within 6 hours. Otherwise, the acidity of the olives go up, and you don't have extra virgin. So the quality of the olive oil goes down. So you want to be quick pressing those olives. So they are now high-tech machines to press the olives. That's the best way to preserve the quality, the flavors, and the cleanness, of course. Probably, I know it's very romantic, the idea of pressing the olives with a stone or with those old ways, but in terms of hygiene and cleanness, the high-tech machines are way better. So you can also control the temperature of the whole process. That's why probably you've heard about cold press. That's what it means, that the whole process is kept at a fairly low temperature, which is around 21 Celsius, 21, 24 Celsius. Just to preserve the quality of the olive oil. And then it comes out, this beautiful new olive oil that we keep for the year. Every year, we go back to the producer and we get our own. That's why our olive oil is mostly like this. So in old bottles that you have.
Yeah, in the dark.
Dark glass.
Yeah.
So that's a very good hint for you to buy at the supermarket. Guys, it's not easy to buy a good olive oil at the supermarket, not even here. To be honest, at the supermarket that we have really, crappy olive oil as well, and really bad. But maybe just a few hints to recognize probably a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Dark glass.
Yeah.
Or even the tin, the can, that's good too.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's not plastic and clear glass, because the light damages the olive oil. And then you should look at the top. It should be like an airlock to preserve the flavors. And then when it comes to the label, there's not much help from the label, because technically you can just produce your olive oil and write extra virgin on it. Yeah. No one knows. It's not as regulated as the wine.
Yeah.
There is one label that you can look for, but it will be quite expensive. It's called DOP. You probably know about the DOCG for wines. For olive oil, we have DOP, which means denomination, origin, protected. Like protected, origin, denomination. But it's quite expensive for the producers to get that certification, to get that DOP. So not many producers care much about it. They know they're producing a good one, they stick with that, and if you know about them, good. If you don't know about them, they're perfectly fine with you not knowing about their olive oil. So here it comes to the very local and small producers, and that's what you should do for as well. Markets, we still go to the markets, of course, when we can, and we look for friends and people we know produce good stuff. When, if not, we produce our own. Have you ever picked the olives to produce your olive oil?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, we can maybe, even if you don't have olive trees at your house, I don't have it. Yeah. With my family, for example, we used to go to
give a help.
Yeah, to help someone, like a farmer, and we get paid with the amount of olive oil that we bring on. So that's, I know that we're spoiled, but that's how it works here. If you want to know, I don't know, you know about my friends living in the US. There are few friends
yeah.
of mine living there, so I was asking about why. So if you go to Costco, that's probably a supermarket that you have. They have some good ones. So maybe if I don't remember wrong. Sorry, Luca is burning my back.
Oh yeah.
At the oven. I had like I was almost naked. Anyway, there is this one, Kirkland Signature Organic, which should be good. McAvoy and Olivina. They should be from Costco. At least the Kirkland Signature Organic, you can find them in Costco. So at least, guys, stay away from those huge plastic containers with 5 liters for what? $2. The price is actually, unfortunately, an indicator of quality when it comes to olive oil. It's a little pricey. So, you know, but here we get easy access to it. So that's why we also cook with olive oil. So there is a
Lavinia, what are the 3 names again? Can you just repeat the 3 names?
It was like Kirkland Signature Organic.
Okay.
Then there was a brand called McAvoy. Exactly. And Olivina. Olivina. Olivina.
Okay. Thank you.
That's what my friends recommended, and they found it pretty good. And I don't know if the 3 of them, or at least the Kirkland, is in Costco.
Okay. Yeah.
But the best way will be for you to try, because I have a little glass here, for example. Of course, we cannot really do like an olive oil tasting together because you don't have one. Just so you know, the color doesn't really matter. It's not like wine, because I told you that at first it's bright green and then it loses the greenness. That's fine. It's not, you know, it's not something that we're concerned about. It's the natural evolution of the olive oil. It's the smell and the taste. So when you first smell it and then you take a sip, it should smell and taste like something grassy, like cut grass, or something like, you know, the artichokes leaves, when you break them and you smell them, or the tomato. Then later we bring you to your garden. When you open the tomato leaves and you smell them, that's that kind of pepperiness and spiciness that you want to find in your olive oil. This is just a little bit, just a little bit, because of course then it loses it. We are in July, so imagine that we had this olive oil from November.
I didn't know.
So of course, even the shelf life, for example, on the bottle it says 1 year. It can easily keep for 2 and 3 years, but just so you know that after 8 months, 9 months, it starts losing that good flavor that you want to find, even in our good olive oil. So this is actually a good one, because it's with this kind of pepperiness. It's almost spicy, you know. So we want something like that. When it tastes like must, there is a word for olive oil, is like bustiness and mustiness. You don't want to feel them in your olive oil. When it's something stale, that smells and tastes like something stale, or almost no flavor at all. Of course, doesn't take a nuclear scientist to understand that that's not the good olive oil that you want. So just look for something fresh and something that tickles your tongue, and that it reminds you of green grass.
Dolce pizzica. Ok. Ma ora si fa un po' di olio, perché non so.
Yes, maybe Luca will show you like some olive oil infused with herbs. Oh, some probably wanted to know the difference between the extra virgin and virgin. I mentioned that you get the extra virgin from the first press. So you get the olives, you squeeze them once, and that's the extra virgin that comes out. Simply means the first juice that you get out of the olives. But the olives have been pressed twice, and that's where you get virgin olive oil. So imagine you have the leftovers of the first press, you repress them again, at this time higher temperature to extract more, otherwise of course you don't have anything. But at that time the quality goes down, the acidity goes up. So a good extra virgin should have an acidity lower than 0.8%. So with extra virgin we are way above that. Imagine that there is a way of pressing those leftovers, the same ones, a third time. That's lamp oil. And sometimes it's sold to you like virgin or extra virgin, because there are absolutely no regulations about the labeling. That's why I said don't trust the labelings, okay? So just, of course, you should just...
Ma non so se vogliono fare
Yeah,
domande,
please
chiediamo.
just ask anything. I don't know if some of these things were clear to you, or if you want to know something more about some stuff. Otherwise,
Okay.
That's Luca. A question for you. Someone has asked if when you knead the dough for about 10 minutes, is it possible to over knead the dough, you know, like overdoing it, but, you know, spending more time? So when do you know when to stop kneading the dough?
Se lo puoi fare troppo, cioè perché te
Ah,
per 10 minuti lo
10
puoi, cioè c'è un modo per cui è possibile che tu lo faccia per troppo tempo?
No. I mean, you see when your dough become elastic, it starts to come back. You stretch and it comes back. Then it means that it's ready.
Like elasticity.
Normally, it takes from 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. I mean, I show you very quickly, but it was really a short time. You know? And 5-10 minutes is perfect for a half a kilo of flour. So
and
now
is one oil,
yeah,
is one oil better than for cooking at higher temperatures than another? And how
yes,
hot
absolutely.
can you cook with extra virgin olive oil?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I have the temperatures that I wanted to tell you. The reason why it's good to cook with extra virgin is because it's actually a false myth that it has a low smoke point. Actually, the smoke point of the extra virgin olive oil, which means, you know, the point when it basically burns, is 210 Celsius. I have that in Fahrenheit. 1 second. It's about 389 up to 410 Fahrenheit. That's quite high if you consider that for cooking or just in the pan, you need much lower temperature than that. So technically, you could also deep fry with extra virgin, and recent research showed that it's healthier to fry and cook with extra virgin olive oil because the chemical reactions that come you know, with a high temperature, they're healthier in the extra virgin rather than canola oil, coconut, or we have like palm oil or any other peanuts or sunflowers. So those chemical reactions are actually worse than the ones that happen in the extra virgin olive oil. So you can cook with that. If you have like a new olive oil or a really good one, season stuff with that. Use it like raw. That's actually what we do as well. You don't want to waste a really good olive oil, you know, deep frying with it. Also because frying is quite complicated to done right, and extra virgin is quite expensive. So feel free to use other oils, but it's healthy and fine to cook with extra virgin oil. That's what we do at the
Yeah. And I had a question, Lavinia. When does olive oil go rancid? You know, how long can you keep a bottle of olive oil?
Yes, as I said, here we don't really keep it more than 1 year because simply we run out of it. We use it so much, that's why we keep them here, like, you know, without the airlock, because this bottle will last how long? Like 1 week?
Yeah.
1-2 weeks. We actually consume about 5 liters of olive oil per person a year as Italian. So, but otherwise it can last 2 years or 3 years if you put it in a shelf, in a cupboard like this. So in a closed space, away from the light, away from the heat, away from, you know, the sun. So keep it nice and cool and keep it for even 2 years time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I go? So we are preparing some, come si chiama? Aromatic
Olive oil.
Aromatic olive oil. So we have, there are 2 ways to make aromatic olive oil, the cold, cold way or hot way. We are doing the cold way, okay? So,
From you, I expect.
Yeah, the hot, yeah. So I add 2 garlic, come si chiama? Garlic cloves. Cloves. 2. You put inside a bottle like this. I cut them in the half. I show you. 1 and 2. And 1. Then, guys, we have come si chiama questo? Chili, spicy.
Like
Red chili. This is very small. It's very, very hot, very spicy. You see, it's very small. You put inside the bottle like this. Then from my garden, I have some rosemary. You put inside the bottle like this. Guys, all these herbs, I wash them, and then you have to dry them carefully, okay? No water. Then we have, Lavinia, qui ho bisogno del tuo aiuto, Maggiorana. Majoran. Guys, do you know Majoran? Majorana?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you put a little bit like this. Guys, you can, then I prefer putting the herbs, you know, like this, not chopped. You know why? They keep the flavor. The flavor will be more intense. Then from my garden, I got bay
leaf.
Yeah. And I put just 1, you know, as decoration. Voila, like this. Then what else? Oh, the thyme. Guys, you can use thyme. You can prepare an aromatic olive oil with the thyme and lemon. That will be perfect for the fish. Of the lemon, you use only the peel, the skin, okay? The yellow part, not the black, not the white, yeah, not the white. Then we have the pepper, black pepper in grains. You put inside the bottle like this. Brava, perfect. What assistant I've got today. Guys, okay. This infusion is very strong when you live there for a long time, okay? Almost 3 weeks, okay? You see, you have your bottle with all your herbs. You put the olive oil. Let me see, okay. And as I told you, if you filter, you miss the flavor. Voila, guarda bellino. Then we have the cup. Voila. I mean, in 3 weeks that will be ready, but probably even in 1 week. Okay, just wait a little bit. And you can use this for your tomato, you know, the fresh tomato. You cut them, you put a little bit of this on your bruschetta. Or with the carne grigliata, grilled meat.
Or even vegetables.
What about salads?
Vegetable.
What about salads?
Salad.
Yeah, for salad. Yeah. Definitely. But also, you know, even there isn't the lemon also for your fish. Boiled potatoes. But also with your pasta, just, you know, white pasta, you boil your pasta and you put this, you know, just a spoon and that's it. Okay. Parmesan cheese.
Someone had a question. Yeah, Chef Luca, someone had a question about using fresh basil leaves. Can they use that for infused olive oil? Or are they too soft? You can use it?
You can use also, you can put also fresh basil. Parsley. I mean, I use these herbs because they are the ones that I got in my garden. If you want, we can visit also my garden later. And so I've got thyme and majorana, rosemary. Oh, guys, sorry, I forgot this. The sage.
Oh,
I got the sage. Sage.
Oh,
I'm
sage.
sorry,
Okay.
I forgot.
You can also do like just one flavor at a time.
Yeah.
Maybe you just have like a few little bottles and you do like a rosemary oil, a garlic oil, a spicy oil. You don't want all the spices and the herbs together. And according to what you're cooking, you
can put them in separately. You can put them in separately and bottle it. Yeah.
It's already smell.
That's nice.
I mean, think about this in one day. That will be not ready, but and you know, in 1 week, I think it's almost ready. It depends how many herbs you guys. Just a second, because I think the schiacciata is ready. It is actually.
Wait, but I show you how it looks like in the oven. So wait a second. There we go.
Voila,
you can see that it's kind of getting crispy and getting a little brown.
Let me check.
See how easily.
It's perfect.
Oh,
Bella.
Looks great.
Better beat our dinner.
For 5 seconds. Okay, you can leave for 5 minutes inside the oven. Abbiamo 15 minuti. Inside the oven, and that will be perfect. Especially, I show you now. This is my favorite with the mortadella. Guys, do you know mortadella? We call it Bologna. No?
It's like, do you have that bologna?
It's like a meat, right? Like
yeah.
Bologna.
It's like something like ham.
Yeah.
It is
Salami
from
and
the
ham,
pork.
right? Yeah.
So
And Lavinia, can we use olive oil, plain olive oil, for desserts or baking? Someone had a question.
For baking, like pies, yeah, we do use extra virgin as well. As I said, I don't really use butter at all. So there are also some pies and sort of sweets and biscotti, like shortbread, that you can also do with extra virgin olive oil or olive oil instead of butter. So,
Però ci sono dei dolci con l'olio. There are some quello di yogurt.
There is like a yogurt-based pie, like it's more of a pound cake, something that you would just dip in some hot milk or something for breakfast, like those pound cakes that you have, and that's yogurt and olive oil.
And we use olive oil.
So you can use it for sweet dishes then. You can use it for desserts, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So when it calls for butter, most of the time you can use olive oil instead.
Olive oil? Okay.
But of course, guys, please, if you have like a good olive oil, especially if you have like a new one of those kind of bright green that I told you, and it's very peppery, very spicy, very grassy, probably careful with that because it will give the aftertaste to the cake and to the sweet. So maybe use like a milder olive oil, or maybe like an olive oil that already lost some of its flavors.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't use the olive oil that we get in November, right after the harvest, for my cake and sweet. I would use something a little bit.
Anche So guys, if you want, do you have any questions?
There's one more question someone has asked. If we use it for salad dressing, the infused olive oil that you just showed us, what type of vinegar would go best with it?
Vinegar.
I prefer no.
Or do we need to use vinegar? You shouldn't be using vinegar, I guess, right?
You know, balsamic.
Balsamic, yeah. I prefer that one. But, you know, normally we use also one vinegar, regular vinegar, you know?
Usually the most common dressing for salads here is olive oil and salt. That's it.
Okay.
So usually it's like these two things. If you want to add vinegar, yes, I would say that balsamic.
Yeah. I prefer that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, if you want, I got a really easy and quick recipe for you. So we have, this is a French recipe or Italian. Okay. And it's the tapenade with, you can do it at home, it's very easy, with olives, black olives without peels. Okay, and we have 125 grams of black olives. Then capers, 25 grams. Then anchovies, anchovies, 10 grams. And olive oil, again, 100 grams. That's it. You put everything in the mixer, in the blender. You mix, and that's ready. You know, I show you, guys, olives, like this. Olives, capers, peppers. She's my teacher, Lavinia. Then
Anchovies.
oh my gosh, anchovies.
Anchovies, yes.
I think so.
And olive oil, like this. It's finished. Then with the blender. Actually, Lavinia, we can try this with our schiacciata and mortadella. Guys, this is you know, something like an olives pate. And originally it comes from France, the south of France, Provence, but we do in Italy too.
Now, Chef Luca, if somebody doesn't eat meat, can they keep the leave the anchovies out?
Sì, si possono fare senza acciughe.
Oh yeah, yes, of course. Actually, you can add also a garlic. That would be great, and also parsley. In the originally recipe, there isn't no garlic, no parsley, but I think it's perfect. Hello. Bye bye. Guys, I think we are ready. Voila. And Lavinia has to tell you something.
I didn't mention anything about wine simply because what we are talking about today, especially when it comes to if you really want to taste the olive oil, that's not really a good pairing with wine, especially also with focaccia and vegetables and salads. Those are all the things that just bring up the flavor of the olive oil. But on the other hand, there are some of the most difficult things to pair with wine. So of all the things we've done today, I would just go with a very simple white wine, very fresh, very simple, nothing too bold, nothing too fruity, nothing too buttery like those buttery Chardonnay that you may get. Just go with a simple Pinot Gris, Pinot Blanc as well, or if you prefer red, Pinot, it's still a good option. But here we have rosé, for example. Like a good glass of rosé wine with all this stuff is perfect. But don't you think that there are so many, great wines there with these things because you want to really feel the olive oil. So you don't want.
So you want the lighter wines then?
Exactly, lighter wines. Yeah, exactly. Not too bold, not too fruity as well. I mean, just a little bit it's fine, but you don't want to cover up the taste, especially if you're eating vegetables with aromatic olive oil like that. You don't want to cover the flavor too much.
So you don't want the wine to overpower the taste of the food.
Exactly. So it's a very hard match when it comes to vegetables and salads and olive oil. It's a very hard match with wine, but with a simple and light white or a simple and light rosé, you are fine.
Right.
Or probably maybe with the last thing you did, the anchovy. If you have the anchovies and olives, a good sparkling wine.
Oh
like
yeah,
Prosecco,
my favorite.
Champagne is always good.
Champagne, yes. All very posh,
Yeah.
Guys, look at the focaccia. I want to show you. Do you see where there are the most important thing of the focaccia or schiacciata are the holes, because here you have the olive oil and salt, and it's the soft part, and the top is crispy. Okay, this is what I want to tell you is that I make such a wonderful job because I'm really good. So guys, now I'm joking, of course. Now guys,
Chef Luca,
yeah,
it smells so good. We can almost smell it here. It feels so fresh.
yeah.
Wish we can
For
stick our
you
fingers
guys.
right there.
But guys, why don't you come to Italy to visit me?
Cheers.
We make the focaccia together. Guys, if you want, we can have a visit in my garden. I've got a little small garden. It's nothing special. I mean, it's special for me because it's something like a forest.
Yeah.
Come with me.
No, yeah.
Wait
Parti,
a
ora vedono.
second.
Se mi riesce,
There we
ok.
go. Wait,
Vai.
I will be the camera.
Yeah,
Camera
I've
woman.
got a cameraman today.
There we go.
Guys, look what I've got here. Look at this. Can you see the grape? The grape.
Bello.
And actually, it's quite ripe. Questa è
Pomegranate.
yeah.
Sì, pomegranate.
Quello dei pappoli
Sì,
piccoli
sì,
rossi.
sì. It's not the season yet, but yeah.
Then here we have my little herbs garden. Oh, this is a plum tree. It was full of fruits last month. And apricot.
Yeah, wait, it's dark. Let me
Oh,
go the other way.
Lavinia, look at this.
Ooh, tomatoes.
The tomatoes, the little tomatoes. Look at this. Look.
Are they cherry tomatoes?
Cherry tomatoes.
Chef Luca,
Cherry
are they
tomato.
cherry tomatoes?
Yeah, cherry tomatoes. They, vorrei non riesco a spiegare, sono nati dal compost, che io butto già il compost.
Oh, like he recycles and he does compost, and they came out of it.
Yeah.
So they grew out of the compost that he does. Oh, that's the lemongrass. Is that how you call it? It smells like lemon, like a lot.
And
Lemongrass,
then here we have all other datterini.
Those are the long ones. Like when they grow, they will be like the long tomatoes.
And that's it. This is a very small, but it's
Very nice. It's a lovely little
where
garden.
I have all my flowers.
And
I've got. Oh, actually, guys, we can have Lavinia, una ricetta con questa, because they're edible, nasturtious. You can have them in your salad. They're very good.
Throw them away.
So, guys, let's make a schiacciata. Let's have a drink together.
And Chef Luca, the bench in the garden, is that where you sit and have your wine every day?
Oh, yeah. We had wine, Lavinia and me, when she arrived. Yeah. And now we have wine with you, with our schiacciata, che ora si taglia e si fa vedere come si fa. Non capisco.
I know.
Guys, cheers. Just wait.
Yeah. Okay. Salute.
Salute.
Do you teach gardening as well?
Oh, no, I'm not teaching gardening. I need a teacher. Guys, I want to show you now how we make schiacciata here in Italy. You cut like this. Speriamo di riuscirci. Voila, you cut like this. Guys, can you? Okay, like this. Then, this is just, an suggestion.
Sorry. No, wait.
Okay.
I'll
just wait, ok, ci siamo. Prova se non Lavinia, guarda,
sì,
fai così, pigia, ok, così mi vedi. Ok, so we have this, pâté d'olive, poi la mortadella. If you want, you can add also some tomato, cherry tomatoes from the garden. Voila, mortadella. Like this, una fetta. Like this, we cover. We cut in two, one for me and one for Lavinia. Guys, you have no idea. The smell is right. Voila, 1 and 2. One and two. Oh, glass. And guys, so any questions?
Any more questions? Anyone?
So we can drink.
Cheers, Chef Luca. And on behalf of Upstate International, we would like to thank Chef Luca and Lavinia for their time that they spend with us, teaching us new recipes and how to infuse olive oil and enjoy a good glass of wine with it. I would also like to thank you all for joining us today. Please join the World Affairs Council of the Upstate for tomorrow's event on July 15th at 12:30 in the afternoon, featuring retired General John Allen, President of the Brookings Institution, who will speak on leadership in these turbulent times. For more information or to register for the next week's event, please visit our website at upstateinternational.org. And thank you so much, Chef Luca.
So guys,
and Lavinia.
Before leaving you, grazie. Before leaving, we are reading all the messages. Thank you guys. Before leaving you, we want to tell you that, you know, we have to make another rendezvous, another appointment, because I'm writing a recipe book. And Lavinia, she will be my translator. Yeah, she's very good.
Oh, lovely. That's lovely. We love you both. We enjoy your sessions, Chef Luca, and I know everyone feels that way. We can't wait for your book and hear and learn more recipes.
Yeah. On my Instagram account, Cook and Love with Luca. And before leaving you guys, remember that our hearts are.
Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you guys. See you next time. Cheers.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Ciao. Ah, vedi, ci salutano. Ciao.